Hi, it's Loretta Lewis. This is Chair Yoga. Welcome. Happy to see you today. Let's begin by checking our breath. Let's take our breath. Let's take our hands. Take one hand over the heart, one hand on the stomach, and let's do our sippy breath. And what we'll do is we'll take 3 sips. And what I think this does is it puts the air into the right part of your belly. As you sip, it raises your air up and it keeps it in the bottom. So let's do a few of those. And let's begin with deep inhales. Exhale out the back and down. One more like this. You can just feel that air coming into the different parts of your body. Now move your hands and take one long, deep breath, still filling up those parts. And let's take a couple of these breaths. You can breathe out your nose or out your mouth, whichever releases the most energy for you. What we're doing is we're going to get our breath coordinated before we ever even start anything. So the breath to me is the most important thing. And then we begin the positions. Again, like I said last time, is I really like to exhale. If you can just envision this, inhale up through your body, filling you totally up, and exhale crosses over down through the back of your body, through your back, your hips, your thighs, your legs, and your feet down into the floor. This keeps the air in from above and out to below. One more deep breath and then we'll chant Om. Let's begin with our arms. Up and down through the middle. Up and down through the middle. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to go the other way, bringing our hands up and out. So we're inhaling, coming up. Again, once we move our arms, we start to bring our heart and our chest and everything else up into it. This is the last one on this. Out and in. Using your breath. 2 more. And bring our hands back to our knees. Now, let's do our shoulders. Let's bring our shoulders up and down, up and down. Let's take a few of these. You can shrug while you're at it. One more here. Now let's go front and back, front and back. Inhale, exhale. One more. Let's do one more. Okay, now let's take our head and, well, before we begin that, let's take our head and just shake it no, nod it yes, another couple no's. Now, bring your right hand to your left knee, bring your left hand to the back of the chair. We're going to do some twists from the waist and from the torso. So to do this, we really want to have our head really neutral and really not stressing on any level. And the way you're going to do that is to think happy thoughts. When we're twisting, think about something you love or something that gave you joy. Like I always think about my dog, but that helps me from straining my neck because thoughts of my dog make me happy. So let's try that. Inhale. Think positive thoughts and turn. One more inhale. Turn deeply. See, no big stress on my neck here. It's because I'm thinking about my dog. And come on back around. I know it's kind of hokey, but it works for me. I take everything I can that works for me to help me stay in the right alignments for these positions. So take your other hand, put it on your knee, bring your right hand, bring your right hand to your knee, your left hand to the back of the chair. Think happy thoughts. Go ahead and inhale and turn. Keep a smile on your face. One more inhale and come back. I love that. Now let's take our head, do a couple more no's and yeses. Couple more no's. Now let's stop in the middle and take our neck and actually let's turn our neck over our right shoulder. Deep breath in and turn. As far as is comfortable. Take a deep breath in and come on back to center. Deep breath in. Turn your head as far as you're comfortable. Keep this so that you're comfortable during the whole thing. You're going to be a lot more likely to keep the alignments that are best for your body if you can keep your comfort level, if you keep checking in with your comfort level. In other words, you shouldn't be stressing and straining to do these positions. Let's take our shoulders and just roll them back one at a time. Get some movement in them. One more here. And stop and go forward. And stop. And let's take our hands and intertwine them, facing them out. Bring them away from our body. Take a deep breath in and stretch on the out breath. Another deep breath in and raise your arms up, looking up at them. Release your breath. Deep breath in. Move on the exhale, bring them back down. And we're just going to start just moving our shoulders, just comfortably bringing them up and out. Using our breath to move them. And let's do one more of each. And bring it back down. Bring it down here. Now, okay, let's take our arms and we're going to bring them or touching both elbows, holding our elbows with our hands, bringing them up. Let's bring this into a tricep stretch. Take a deep breath in and really stretch yourself up there. Take a couple of breaths here. One more. And then go ahead and drop your arms and bring your hands to your knees. And let's take a few cat-cows. So let's begin in the cow position this time, just to shake it up a little. Coming back, raising your chest, raising your chin a little. Let your heart be the highest thing in the room. And then fold in for the cow, out for the cow, in for the cat. Cow, cat. Do a couple more of these. And as you do your cow, go ahead and raise your shoulder blades all the way up and into the back of your, see if you can't touch them almost. And let's do one more set of this. Come to the cat, and one more cow, and one more cat. And shake that loose. Okay. Now let's come on back up to our tricep stretch one more time, because what I'd like us to do with this is I would like us to do this for our side stretch. And so let's begin by going to the right, coming back up, going to the left, coming back up. And let's just go back and forth from side to side for a good few. Start to feel that side body loosening up. You begin to feel that stretch all the way through here. Let's take two more, one on each side. This is the last one. And come on back to center and drop your arms. Okay, let's take a couple of goddess circles, where you take them from your torso. This is a torso movement, moving your ribs to the front, to the side, to the back, and to the side. Now you can make these really juicy, and if you do, you're going to feel them more. I love this move because it moves us in every direction circularly. Stop, go the other way, make it really juicy. Just come on down, come on back all the way, come on to the front, one more to the back, and stop. Okay, let's take a forward fold, hinging at the hips, bringing your hands up, coming over. Your hands can either come down to the front, or if it's more comfortable, you can bring them to the sides. Tuck your chin, keeping your chin even with your shoulders. And if you can drop your shoulders a little more, go ahead and drop your head. And breathe. One more deep breath here. And come on back up. Now let's take our legs and let's begin moving them. First of all, let's bring it up. Okay. I know that I do this for hip openers, and you can still do this if you'd like, but I'd like to introduce a new way of opening our hips, and that is to take our fingers, building a little bridge underneath, holding it out, and bringing our leg out. Go ahead and bring it out as much as you can to the side, opening that hip up. Now this really only works if you're on the edge of your chair. So make sure that you're on the edge of your chair, sitting up straight, and go ahead and bring your leg out. Let's do a couple more on this side. Okay, now take that foot and let's circle the ankle. Okay, now let's go the opposite direction. And point and flex, and point and flex, point and flex. Couple more times. One more time. And let your leg hang. And go ahead and bring it down. Bring your other leg up, putting your hands under, forming a support system there, and bringing them out, bringing that leg out. You're opening up these hip flexors here. So go ahead and do that. Take a few more. 2 more. Last one. Okay. Circle the ankles. Back in the opposite direction. Keeping your back straight now. Okay, now let's point and flex. Point and flex 2 more times. Last one. Okay, now let your leg dangle till it comes to a stop, and then bring it down. Let's take our legs and open them up. Bring them wider than your chair legs, and make it so that you're comfortable, because we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. And so you need to be on the edge of your chair. And instead of hinging at the hips, let's roll ourselves down. So your feet are pointing forward. You're sitting up straight. Begin to tuck your chin, and one vertebrae at a time, drop yourself down. And as you come down further, you can move your hands down your legs. Move them down to your feet if you can do this. If not, come wherever is comfortable for you. If you can bring them to the floor, go ahead and do that, because it actually, with your hands on the floor, it opens up this inside of your legs really well. You can do it by putting your hands on the floor, or you can do it by bringing your hands here. But if you're going to bring your hands to your legs, use your elbows. So here's a way. Use your elbows to push your knees out so that you get a really good stretch. This will keep your head up a little higher too, in case you have blood pressure issues. If you don't have blood pressure issues, go ahead and tuck your chin and come down and use your elbows to push out your legs. Take a couple of deep breaths here. One more. Now come on back up your legs. Okay, now take your legs, leave them where they're at, point your toes out with your heels in, and let's take some goddess circles from this position. This is the goddess squat position. So your hands are on your knees. You're going to go around with your chest and your ribs, make them juicy. And see when you come to the front how that's really opening up all of this as well. Holding your knees will make the difference in terms of how much you feel it. Okay, let's take one more and go the other way after this one. Okay, here we are in the back. Go the opposite direction. This is a squat position, actually. Okay, one more on this side. Come on back up. Let's bring our feet together, leaving them hips width apart. And the way you know that is to take your fists, bring them down, put them between your feet, and come on back up. And that's a pretty good guess at how wide your hips are. Okay, let's take your right leg, bring it over your left knee, supporting your foot, supporting your knee, sit up straight, take a deep breath, and hinge at the hips and come over. This will open your glutes up. Now be sure you're sitting on the edge of the chair. You can feel that glute opening up. The further you bend, the more open that glute becomes. So take it at your own pace, at your own speed. Take a few deep breaths. One more. And come on back up and put that foot on the floor. Bring your other leg over. Sit up straight now. Deep breath in, hinge at the hips, and open up that other glute. Take a few deep breaths. Give it time to open. One more breath. And bring it on down. Today, we're going to stay on the chair completely. And I'd like to begin that by doing a lunge. And in order to do a lunge, we're going to come to the side of the chair. We're going to put our right foot, bent knee, pointing forward or to the side of the room. This is where I always get a little hinky, but in terms of my telling you. But if you just watch me, you can see it. I'm taking my left foot back and bending it or making it as straight as I can up on my toes. I'm pointing forward. This leg is bent. And we're going to do the lunge, which is coming up and lunging. Take a couple of deep breaths. Now, come on back up, and this is high crescent lunge, is when you bring your hands up, your heart out, and your head back just a little. Take a couple of breaths from this position. And again, you can see that really opening up this part of your body, the part from your waist down through your hips to the top of your leg. It's a runner stretch, so your legs are getting it as well. And come on back down and turn to the front of your chair. All right, now we're going to take our warrior two position, which is the leg goes there again, but we're doing it from basically the very side of the chair. And we're pointing frontwards. I guess I'm pointing frontwards to you now. The right leg comes and is bent. The other, we're dropping down, making it as straight as we possibly can, bringing it back, taking our heel from the front foot, lining it up with our back foot, sitting as close as we can to the edge of the chair, and lift your arms. And look out over the arm of the foot that's bent. Take a few deep breaths. One more breath. Drop your back arm, lift your front arm, bring it all the way up and over. This is the reverse warrior two. Look under your armpit and breathe. Take a couple of deep breaths here. One more. And come on down to the right angle. And to do that, you'll position yourself better. If you're having trouble with the chair position, just make sure that your legs are lined up. You're going to drop your arm to the front leg, hand out, snake your arm up, and bring it up close to your ear. This is the right angle position. You can look up at your arm. If that's hard on your neck, look down. Look down at your other hand. Either way, it works fine. Feel that stretch from here all the, well, actually, this stretch goes all the way from the foot, all the way up and through my whole side body and out my fingertips. And come on back, and let's do the other side. Starting with the lunge. So come to the side, the corner of your chair. Now imagine, if you would, that this is the lunge if you were just doing it and you didn't have a chair under you. This is what it would look like. All we're doing is we're resting our tail end right there on the chair, just in case we don't have balance. And we're gonna lunge, bringing our arms up, lunging for something, like you're going to get something. And then bring your arms down and your head a little bit up and your chest rise up for the high crescent lunge. And breathe. This builds stability in your rest in the leg that's in the back. And come on back down. Come to the center again. We're going to work the same legs, but we're going to do the warrior two position. So how about if we put our foot, well, I have a mat so I can do this, but how about if we put our foot, bring it back. I'm actually putting my foot even with my mat, which gives me the guidelines to keep it straight. Raising the arms, turning the head, and looking over the fingers. Warrior two position. Stable, endurance, strength. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Drop your back hand, raise your front hand, reverse warrior. Look under your arm. Feel that stretch. One more breath here. And come on down. Drop it to the side ankle. Raise your hand up. Close to your ear. And you can look up at your arm, or you can look down at your other hand, or even down at the floor. The position really calls for looking up at your fingers. 1 more breath. And bring it down and let it go and shake it out. Okay, here's one from yesterday, or from the last time we did it. I'm working in all of the different joint moves too. So let's bring our arms up, out, up, and down. So this is that one position, out, up, and down. Let's do about 10 of these. And really let your body move with them. Feel the swinging and the release and the fun of just letting your body go. Let's do a couple more. One more. Last one, make it count. And come on back to center. Now let's look at our head. How are we feeling? My head feels like it could use, just my neck feels like it could use a little bit of work. So let's go ahead and with our nose, let's draw our infinity circles, which is an 8 turned on its side. And we'll just take a few of those, see how your neck feels. My neck is feeling pretty good now that I'm thinking about it. Let's go ahead and shake your head no, Nod your head, yes. One more no, or a couple more no's. And then come to the center. Now take your hand or your finger and start massaging your throat, lifting your chin. Bringing it all the way up. Get a nice stretch. Make sure your shoulders are down, that you're sitting up straight, and you're breathing. Go ahead and feel that throat chakra opening up. So take your finger and gently guide your chin back down to center. Now let it drop all the way and let it come to your chest. Letting your arms dangle. Feel the release in your neck as you just relax. Take your finger, bring it back up. I like that move, I guess you can tell. Okay, now let's take our heads and with our chins, or I'm sorry, with our nose being the pencil, so to speak, let's go ahead and start some circles. You can start them small if you like and bring them out. We're opening up our neck. And as you use your nose, you're not so much going backwards with your neck as you are in the circle. Okay, stop here, go the other way. Your nose is drawing it. And come on back to center. I don't know why I think every time I do something with my face, I have to close my eyes, but I do like closing my eyes during yoga. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep them open, but going inward comes naturally if we just let it. Okay, now let's take some Sufi circles or some goddess circles. Come on back. All we're going to do is just center ourselves again. Come on back the other way. And come on back to center. I can't believe it, but the time has already gone. I've been promising that I would keep these a little bit shorter, and today I actually am going to do that. So there's one thing I want us to do though, that'll put us in the right frame of mind for our Shavasana. Let's put our hands on our knees, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do lion's breath. I don't know if you've ever done this before, but it's fun. And what it is you go, deep breath in, tongue out, eyes open, get all that breath moving. Make some noise. Make a face. One more. Come on back and sit up. Now see how that left you in a perfect position to put a smile on your face? Go ahead and do that. And for me, I feel my energy and my blood and my breath racing through me from that breath. I'd like for us to use that as we begin our Shavasana by taking a deep breath in with joy in our heart and a smile on our face. Let's gently begin to close ourselves down and see if there's any other little moves you might need to take before you can relax. One thing I can tell you is you can sit back a little. I'd like you to keep your feet flat on the ground though, and keep your spine straight as we go into Shavasana. I'm not going to talk a lot. I just want you to know that you can relax yourself and rest one body part at a time with joy in your heart and a smile on your face. So let's do it. I'll tell you when it's time to come out. Now be sure to relax every part of your body for this and feel your breath and your body working together. So deep breath in and let go. Close your eyes and smile. And now gently take your breath and extend it. And start to feel the tiny, tiny movements that your body wants to take. And go ahead and move a little. Do your hands want to move? Do your feet want to move? Do your feet want to roll maybe? Or how about some toe taps? Bring yourself back in. Bring one leg up, tuck it in, breathe deeply. Squeeze all that air out. And bring your foot down. Bring it up, your other leg. Bring it in, squeeze deeply with that breath. And bring that knee down. Do a couple of circles if they feel good to you. Keep that smile on your face. And sit up straight. Bring our hands together, prayer position. The only thing I'm going to say to you today is that I hope this day keeps a smile on your face, and that there's joy in your heart. And if there's not, do some breath work. Let's take a deep breath in and let it all out. Another breath in, and for this time, let's chant Om. Keep your heart open. That's the way to go. Namaste. Thank you for coming.